Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Ahmed, and this is my first video on YouTube. So today we're going to create a simple chatbot with open source LLMs using Python and Hugging Face. This is through Coursera. So I thought that this would be interesting because AI is this huge buzzword nowadays, and I think it's really interesting just to learn more about AI in general, right? So this is a very simple lab. It shouldn't take too long. So here we're going to create a pretty simple but functional chatbot. And the goal here is to describe the main components of a chatbot and just to basically have an understanding of what LLMs are and how a transformer essentially works. And we're going to program this in Python. So if you don't know much about Python, don't worry. Python is pretty easy to learn. Right. So this is just going over how a chatbot works, right? So I'm just going to skip a little bit. We're going to cover something called Hugging Face. So Hugging Face is an organization that focuses on something called NLP, Natural Language Processing, and AI. So they provide a variety of tools, resources, and services for NLP tasks. And what we're going to do is use the Python library called Transformers in this project. So we're going to go over that in just a second. So the first thing is we're going to go into something called the terminal. Now this is where you'll use a lot of what you call commands, and we're going to get to that in a second. So these are just steps to create a Python virtual environment, and all a virtual environment is sort of like a closed-in like environment within the environment, if that makes sense. So we're going to follow these steps just to create this environment and install the necessary libraries. And what this does is just make things a bit easier for us. Okay, so we're going to start with pip install virtual env, and this will make sense in a second as we go through. So what's happening is pip install is what you use on Python to download different packages. And now we are going to activate this virtual environment. And that just means that within this cloud IDE, right, and IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, we're going to have kind of like our miniature environment that we're going to use to write, run, and debug the code. And so what we can do is we can just copy this and paste it right here. And so that activates our virtual environment. So here we are going to use this Transformers library, and this library is an open source NLP toolkit, and it has a bunch of useful features. So we're going to just install that right now. So we can just copy and paste this, or you can type it in if you want. And just give it a minute. As you can see right here, they say wait a few minutes to install the packages. And they have this coffee icon right here just to say that you might as well just go and grab a cup of coffee. Because it'll just take a few minutes. So in the meantime, we can go up here and create a new file called chatbot. Chatbot .py. And we can do this, and what's going to happen, or what should happen, is we'll have a new file right here. Okay? So now, while that thing is loading, once this is done loading, we can basically do this next step. And so I actually think I will end the video here and then continue forward in the next one.